week back from break. I hope your classes are going well. You're enjoying them. I know I'm enjoying mine. My teachers are pretty cool. I like that. The notes are pretty cool. And I'm ready I'm excited. I'm ready to take on this, this is my second semester. So I'm like, ready, yeah. Not kidding. But yeah, I'm ready. Anyways, the reason that I'm making this video, and I'm sure you're wondering that, is because I want to open myself up to you guys about something I've been struggling with, and which has to do with my change, right now that you probably noticed. And you can what's going on? Like, whoa, what happened? What's going on? But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. And this is aimed for those who have known me, especially for those who have known me for the past semester. Because you guys have gotten to know me a little bit, and because I've noticed I'm a bit teeny bit shy, but I think that has to do with my change, my struggles. But now that I'm going through the change, I feel a lot better. And I'll continue to go through this change. I'll explain the change. But that to you guys, and if any faculty members or anybody's watching this, that's for you guys too, and also for people who are right now in my class. So I'll explain a little bit why I want also you guys too. But yeah, well, let's move on from that. And sorry, my eyes just did something weird. So yeah, moving on from that. So I'm gonna start with this. So this is for you guys who have known me for the past semester, and for those, my professors, you all who are watching this, is that my name, or I don't consider myself or I don't go as Carlos anymore. So you guys don't refer to you guys who call me Carlos anymore. It's more like, instead of that, you guys can call me, as you guys see on my Facebook page, Kaley. That I prefer to be called that. I prefer to be referred to as her, she, the feminine, feminine pronouns. Those are pronouns, right? Sorry, yeah, whatever. Pronouns, adjectives, whatever. Yeah, I prefer to be called Kaley. Because I know some of you guys will come up to me and say, hey, what's up, dude? Or, how are you, Carlos? Yeah, please, no more of that, please. No more of that. You can call me in, maybe something free. It's something that's going to be hard to get used to, I guess. I don't know. Because I've known you for like a very, very long time. Only last semester, so it's been like a few months or something. But yeah, you can say, oh, hey girl, or hey Kaley, how are you, or something like that. Well, no, nothing. Oh, this dude kind of thing, or this man, or whatever. No more of that, please. And so the reason that I've chosen to do this is because it's due. Sorry if I don't speak well. I'm sorry. I'm just getting a bit nervous. But the reason that I decided to do this has to do with what I've been struggling for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And so here goes. So I don't know if some of you have heard the term transgender. Well, that's me. I'm a transgender. But so transgender is the general term. They call it an umbrella term, which means that there's different categories, that fall into transgender. And I'm into transgender umbrella. I don't know why I call it umbrella, that's why is what's called known as a transsexual, which is me. And a lot of people put it like this in everything the adults tell you. And so I stopped for a little while. And then, it wasn't until when I was 13 that it started coming back. Throughout those years I still thought about it, secretly with my friends who were girls, I played with their, their Barbies and, play dress up and all that stuff, secretly. And, but then, then I moved here to the United States, and I started living with my mom. And then, I came here when I was 10. So from 10 to 13, there were other things that were stressing me, so I kind of forgot. I didn't forget. I was just hidden for a little because I didn't know. I was confused. I wouldn't say confused of who I was and not who I am. And, because I knew something was different because of all of my thoughts and all the things I said, because, my family, all of my biological family, including my mom and my dad and my grandparents, they all view this, as a sinful, they're really against, and that angers me, they're really against gays, lesbians, transgenders, and, people like me. And, every little thing that I said that was sensitive, they would call me, oh, stop being gay, or, all this stuff, and and I was to 13, that I started, dressing like a girl again, and, because it was, I grew up with 3 other brothers, one bigger one, 2 little ones, and, there was, my mom it was the only female that we had in my house was my mom, because, she was a single mom, so she was the only, female figure that we had in our house. And, the only way I could dress the girl was, going, when she wasn't there, just going to her room and wear her clothes. And, a lot of people might find this, oh, that's nasty. But, no, because when I used to, when I started wearing, girls' clothing, I felt much happy, because it's kind of, I wouldn't call it an addiction. It's not an addiction. But in a way it's similar to that, because when we're not doing the activity, we feel, what is it, like claustrophobic, anxious all the time. And when we do the activity, we feel a lot better. But dressing like a girl is not an addiction. It isn't. But the comparison is very similar. But it's not an addiction. Like, it's not an addiction. I don't want you guys to think I'm weird or something. But anyways, yeah, started, my mom would go off to work and take my little brothers, because, she used to be a driver. She used to deliver, like, medicine to hospitals and blood work and all that stuff. And she used to do it after school, and, I would tell her, oh, I have homework to do, can I stay home? And she'd be like, oh, sure, we'll be back in 3 hours. Because it took her about 3 hours, so she would do her little drive thingy. Excuse me if I can't express myself really well. Okay. But anyways, yeah, they would go off to work, and as soon as they left, I would wait maybe 15 minutes after they had gone, just to make sure they didn't come back. So once they did that, and I would go to my mom's room, and when I started doing this, I still got strength to crawl, and it had been after I lost my ability to walk, but I still have upper body strength. And but anyways, go to her room, just get clothes, put them on, and just wear them, until before she got here, maybe 45 minutes before she got there, just to make sure she didn't catch me. And I did this for a while, for a little while. Excuse my roommates. Wow. But anyways, I kept doing this for a while until I think it was like February, which is weird because it's almost February. It was like closer to Valentine's Day or something. Well, I'd gone to work, and they actually came like an hour early, and I didn't know about it. And she came in, and like I said, my mom was against all this stuff. She's what you call a fundamentalist Christian, which I'm not. And actually, watching all of these, because the thing is, the majority of Christians believe this is a sin and all that stuff, and I don't. Because it doesn't make sense to me why they say, I am a Christian, and the only church I'll go to is Brahma Memorial Presbyterian Church, which is they accept. That they don't tolerate. Tolerate and accepting are two different things. Tolerating is more like, oh, it bothers me, but I won't say anything. That's tolerating. Accepting is more like, oh, I love you just who you are. I don't care who you are. You are who you are. And that's what the church is. Our pastor is gay, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, they are the only ones that are keeping my faith in God. So allow me to hold on stuff. But I've become more of an agnostic, because a lot of Christians say they have an all-loving God, all just a God that's equal, it's equal to all people, an all-loving God. And wait a minute, but then you're saying that gays and lesbians and transgenders are sinners, and then then that's basically saying that God bothers God, and that that He's gonna send you down to hell for being gay, and that doesn't make sense to me. If He's an all-loving God, then then He should love everybody, no matter who. And that's the God I believe in. God who loves everybody, no matter if they're black or white. And I'm probably gonna make another video about this. I made a video about this a long time ago, but I'm gonna do it now that I'm Kaley, because it would be more effective. And I'll probably talk about the debate, the false, I wouldn't say false, but the reasons people think why homosexuality, being transgender, and all that stuff is being a sin. But I'll talk about that. If you take the Bible literally, all of that stuff backfires to regular Christians. But I'll leave that. But anyways, she's a fundamentalist. A fundamentalist is like the, what do you call that church? The ones that they say, gays and God hates fags or whatever. Those idiotic type of Christians that believe, that that's sin, all that stuff. No, I'm sorry to any Christians who are against this. I'm sorry. This is just my beliefs, but I was just sharing this with you guys. But anyways, going back to my mom, she came in, an hour early, and I didn't know about it, and I was wearing her clothing, and then they came in, and they were like, "Oh, Carlos, where are you?" And it was like, oh, crap. It's like, no. I started freaking out, and, then, my brother came in, and anyway, my brother came in, and he told my mom, he was like, "Oh, Mom, you gotta come see this." And then Mom came in, and she got really, really upset. She pulled my hair, she yanked it, she hit me, she called me a disgusting pig, and, and she tried to blame me for this, and she said, God hates you, you're gonna go to hell, and all that stuff. And, my mom said that, and, then I stopped doing this, because it scared me, one thing, because she hit me, and I was like, oh, but if she finds out again, I don't know what she's gonna do. And, when I was 13, I was still, because, I had lost my ability to walk, and, my mom hit me, and, there was a lot of neglect other than that with my mom. This, with God, I was still, kind of, still trying to figure it out, my belief in God, so I thought, oh, man, because, I was like, oh, because I was scared, I was like, oh, what if he does not like what I'm doing, so I stopped doing it. Stopped doing it until, I stopped doing it for a very, very long time. It was still in my head, so I was still very anxious, but I had other things to worry about, because my mom's neglect, I weighed for a 16-year-old, I weighed 80 pounds, and that was because I was malnourished, because, I wasn't being fed, because, and my mom would work a lot, so she wouldn't leave food for us, we were only left to make food for each other, and then my older brother, that was in his, I guess what you call his dark time, because right now he's a better person, but back then, when I would ask her to make me some food, please, because I can't, he would just say, oh, you can't make your food for me, or you think I'm your servant, and after he said, you think I'm your servant, he would just slap me on the head, hit me in the head, so then, I sort of stopped asking for food, and my little brothers couldn't, because they're very, very, they're younger than I am now, but, they're grown now, one of them is 13, and one of them is 8, and, but anyways, he would hit me, so I couldn't ask for food, because I thought, oh, if I ask for food, I'm gonna, be punished even by my brother by hitting me, and my mom wasn't there, so, she would be working a lot, and so that happened, so, this other transgender issue, well, I kind of stopped calling it an issue, but this transgender thing, you could call it no, issue might be better, well, I don't know, but we'll keep it as transgender issue for now. It's still behind my head, but this malnourished thing, and I missed a lot of school because we lived on a second floor apartment. My brother, would get tired of carrying me from the second floor to the ground floor to go and, for the bus to pick me up. So I missed a lot of school, I didn't have a lot of, that social interaction, I was malnourished, and, this happened on for a while. And then, my godmother, was my doctor, she found out, that all this stuff was happening to me, so following that, and to be brief, I went to live with her for all this time, and I went to live in a foster home, and then, finally I came here to college, here to SU, and over the past, closer to the end of last semester, was when I thought, I'm away from my family, I can buy my own clothing, I can buy everything, my own makeup, without worrying about what others think of me. Because, it's, most of you only had known me for the first semester, so, I thought, because the change might be a bit easier for you guys because you have known me for a long time. So I thought, well, might as well do it, and I don't care anymore. I don't care going outside. I don't care what people think of me, and but that's why during the at the end of last semester, you guys noticed that I was dressing more like a girl. And eventually I'm upgrading. I'm becoming better at doing it. I'm working better at looking like Kaley, like me, like Kaley. And I feel a lot better. I've noticed, there were a couple times during the last semester, at the end of the last semester, that I had to still dress, like Carlos. And, when I dressed as Carlos, I was very depressed. I didn't feel like myself. But now I'm like Kaley, I feel better. I feel much happier, and but I feel this isn't enough. Until this, I have to do more. I still don't feel feeble yet. That's why I with makeup and all of this is just a very tiny. It's like, I guess it's call it like a painkiller. Right now there's something like this is, and plus I'm taking depression medicine. This is just killing the pain of the depression, because I'm going through a depression right now. So this is pretty much like a painkiller, dressing up like this. But eventually it will wear out, and a lot of a lot of us transsexuals, eventually, eventually, I'm glad I found this out. There's something called hormone replacement therapy. That I'll eventually go through, so probably in the next 3 years you probably notice, that I'm actually changing a lot more, Right now I may look like, like a girl because I have still some feminine features, just because. My bones wouldn't change, it's just the fat that makes it look square for a guy. And so that means all of the fat will go in the right places, you know what I mean? To my, my booty, in my chest. And, I'll get that sort of like hour-shaped, shaped body. So that's why they do like regular girls do. But, the hormones don't really change, your bone structure. It's just like, it's, moves the fat to the right places. And, my skin becomes a lot more smoother. Um, my voice will get a little bit higher, just a little bit. Um, and you know, I still have some hair, but I'll probably get like laser hair removal or something. But you know, it does that, and it makes my hair grow faster. It makes it more shinier. Um, yeah, so it's like, I'm waiting for that. And you guys look, you may think, oh, how's it gonna look like? You know, if you look a lot of research on YouTube for transgenders, you know, all these, you know, you have transgenders who are kids who know it, you know, since they were like 3 or 5, and then you know there are us, you know, that kind of find out or kind of discover, kind of open up at my age because I'm 19. Some of them start at 19, some start even at 40. But you know the ones that start early, you know, if you look at them, they end up looking very, very beautiful. Like it's like wow, you never know they were males before. They look beautiful. You know, I look up to these transgender women because I'm like, that's who I want to be. I want to be like them, and I will be, and I'll get there. I swear, I'll get there. You know, that's what I want to go through. Then I want to go a step further. Now, some go through a surgery called sex reassignment surgery, which is where they cut testicles, then they turn the penis inside out to make it look like a vagina. I mean, it actually does resemble a vagina pretty well. Though the only problem is, once they do that, they can't feel sexual pleasure during intercourse. Um, so, you know, that's something I'm debating. But because when they go through that, so this sex reassignment surgery, their voice gets higher, so they sound more like women. But there's another option because you know since I'm sitting down, you know my dingling makes it easier to pee because I can just stick the urine on there. So that kind of doubt about that because I'm like that's not fair. But I won't feel sorry for myself. But there's another option, and then I was gonna file paperwork castration because as long as my voice gets a little bit higher, because I know my voice right now is too high, and or maybe too high for a guy, it might be too low for a girl, or like I'm sort of in the middle, so I can pass out, I suppose. But you know, I want my voice to sound more female, because you know, I don't want people to think, oh man, she sounds male, oh he's a man or something. But you know, so the castration will make my voice higher, and it'll stop the production of testosterone, because you know, it isn't the penis, it's the testicles, you know, the testes that create the you know, the testosterone, the semen, not the semen, oh man, I'm thinking biology right now, and I can't remember after the middle of this, sperm, you know, so once you know, if you take the testes out, you know, the testicles, you know, if you get them castrated, the only thing you know, I still want to feel, you know, as much sexual pressure as possible, but I think without the testicles, well, I'm not sure, but I know it doesn't affect the bladder, because it's just the testicles. They're only there to produce this, you know, semen, sperm. But you know, I want to eventually go through this. And that's just basically the basics. And I'm sorry if this video is getting too long, but I just want you guys to watch this and just, you know, kind of, you know, I want to educate you guys, if you don't know yet. And, but anyways, you know, that's the basics. But going back to the umbrella thing, and I'm jumping all over the place. I seem to do that a lot. But it's going back to the umbrella terms. So there's transsexuals. Then there's, you know, transvestites, cross-dressers, and drag queens. And what differentiates these from being transsexual is because, you know, being a drag queen is, you know, drag queens don't see themselves as female. They just do this for shows. Because, you know, once they do the shows, they go back to being male. And, you know, then transvestites and cross-dressers. But I think transvestites and cross-dressers are an interchangeable term. They just enjoy. They don't see themselves as female. They still see themselves as male. But they just not like either. You know, they dress like women for one, sexual fantasies. Two, they just like the clothing. They just like the way it feels. And, they still see themselves as male. They just, they just like the clothing. So that's what differentiates them. Is that transsexual, us transsexuals, we think, and we want to be, and we also think like the opposite sex. And then go a step further, to sort of like, I guess you call it a cure to stopping that transgender, transsexual from being depressed, is to go through the changes, hormones, to the hormones, to the surgeries. That's as far as we're willing to go, because transvestites and cross-dressers and drag queens, they just still see themselves as male, just like the dresses up as, dress up as, women, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the different, because sort of to clear this kind of stereotype that transsexuals are transvestites. No, we're not. We see ourselves as the opposite sex. So you can have male to female, female to male. Which, by the way, the female to male is that's a lot of fast change, because they take a lot of testosterone. I think testosterone seems to be a lot stronger. So their voices get lower within 3 days. It starts to change. They can feel it change. But anyways, that's because I get mad when people say transvestite when they're referring to a transsexual. It bothers me, because we don't see ourselves as male, we're female. And a lot of people also get confused, that they say, oh, all gays want to be women. Nope. And actually, being transgender has nothing to do with sexual identity. It has nothing to do, because it only has to do with gender identity issues. A lot of people say, because I've had, one of my caregivers who got fired, she was very, very against this, and she said, we were, because, she would argue and stuff like that. She would tell me that, she would say, one time we were talking, and I told her, and I was trying to explain to her this, and was like, oh no, I think gays want to be women, and gays is that you want to be women, and transgender means that you're still a man who just likes to dress as a woman. I was like, no. And I'm glad she got fired. I hated this caregiver. And like when she she would say, there was one time that she was putting me in bed, and I mentioned something about my clothing or something, like Kaley clothing, and as soon as I said that, she started talking. She was like, oh, I don't understand why you people will do that. And when, it bothered me when she said, why you people do that. Because, it's not being racist or anything, but what bothered me is, she was African American. She was telling you people, were like, excuse me? I was like, excuse me, are you serious? And then she kept on saying that, and I tried to speak, and she wouldn't let me. I tried to explain to her, and then she said, oh, and then she interrupted me. She was like, oh, I think what you guys do is retarded. And I'm like, are you serious? She said that. She didn't say that once. She said it one night, and then she said it another night. And, that just pissed me off. The second night I told her, please not use the word retarded. And I'm like, you people. I'm like, are you serious? Are you seriously discriminating against me? I'm like, whatever. I didn't say anything about, it was like, I didn't say anything, oh, well, you shouldn't be discriminated because you're African American. I didn't say that because, one thing, I'm not racist. Second, that would be mean. And, I don't like discriminating anybody. I think that the only way, the only test that people should, based who somebody is, is through their traits, their personality. And I think, that's when, I think with personality, when you get, that's the only way you can judge somebody. You judge somebody by their skin, by their, sexual identity, gender identity, or race. You can't do that. I think the only I don't know, this might sound a bit controversial or not, but I feel the only way you can discriminate people is based on their personalities. If they're total assholes, then they deserve to be, they deserve to be mistreated. But if you're a nice person, and you're very nice, very accepting, then yes, you can get all of the benefits in society. And I feel, if you're a total asshole, if you're a jerk, if you are trying to put people down, if you're against equality, and these fundamentalist Christians that view, in like the Republicans, they're fighting hard. They're spending all of this money to try to stop people from gays and lesbians from marrying each other. We're spending millions and millions of dollars, and we don't put enough effort into poverty, into education. It's moronic. It's like stupid that they're spending all of this money on stopping people from marrying whoever they want, when they should be spending that money on poverty, on helping impoverished or whatever nations, or trying to work together, trying to improve society. Because we say our country is really equal. It's not really equal. There's still a lot of racism. There's still a lot of homophobia. We live in a homophobic society, and it's stupid. And I think George Carlin said this. But before I say what he said, a majority of Americans are against gay marriage, and there's only a small portion of us, only all us who are going through this, or our family members that are supporting us, that stuff. There's only a small portion of us who want to make everybody equal. And going back to what George Carlin said, he said that that our society, society is like a circus, right? There are those who participate in the circus, the clowns, the animals, and then there are some of us that are the spectators, and we're the people watching the circus, and the circus, the people in the circus are the majority of people who are against this, and then there's some of us who see the unfairness of society, and we try to do something. Those who try to step up and do something, those are the spectators. Those are the ones that are educated and are willing to fight to make everybody equal. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, let's go back to, being transgender has something to do with sexual identity. That, yeah, and a lot of you might thinking, oh, Carlos, but then who are you attracted to? Well, as I've gone through this transition, I've noticed that still a little rough on both sides, but I think not like any other girl, the guy. Well, I want to say any other girl, no, some other girls, because some girls like other girls, some. You can't, well, yeah. So, like any other straight girl. Well, I'm just saying this because, I hate these terms, straight, gay, they should just be people. We're just regular people. But anyways, not like any other girl, guy, waiting for that to happen. But yeah, yeah. Yep, Prince John. Out there somewhere. Please don't take the call. Fun. Yeah. Okay. Was there anything else I wanted to tell you guys? What did you say? Oh, so I'm gonna talk about briefly how I feel inside my head. So I always felt like sort of like my mind and my body were not connected. It's like, it feels like being trapped somewhere. Like, I guess you could call it like when, it sort of feels, I guess if you're like, if one of your friends just tied you up like with a rope, just left you on the ground, it feels like that. It feels like you can't escape it. It feels like a bit frustrating. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, my body, like, they don't like connect, they just feel isolated, like they don't feel like, I keep saying that, like they don't connect, like they don't click, like they don't know that, my mind's thinking something else, my mind is of something else, my body is the opposite of what my mind is. I guess I usually describe it as a detachment from my own body. It's like, it's weird. Always as a kid, I always felt, and it's not related to disability, because the disability that I carry a wheelchair. I always felt, that I was, I would always describe it as, I would used to tell mom that I felt like an alien, like an extraterrestrial, not an immigrant, but an extraterrestrial. Like, because, like, I felt like I couldn't fit anywhere until now. Now I figured out, Kaley, I'm Kaley. That's who I am. But, I never, I always felt that I couldn't fit anywhere. And, I felt, that was the wrong place. It was weird. It was a weird feeling. It's like, it's weird. It always made me feel a bit anxious. I was like, who am I? Like, I always had this question of who, other people are saying, Kaley was happy Kaley always looked happy when she was little, before she decided to be Kaley. And in my head, I'm like, no, that was just me teasing others, because I thought, well, this is how others want me to behave, might as well just behave so I don't get in trouble, so that's normal. But, now that I'm older, sort of give up on that, I'm like, no, it's not right that I have to, kind of like accommodate myself to society, because isn't society to make everybody happy, equal? And, I feel that society has to accommodate itself to me, to us, disabled, like, disabled, transgenders, gays, lesbians, and, but, yeah, and, I'm sorry this video was a bit loud. I just wanted to tell you guys, open up myself to you guys, but I think we're nearing the end of this video. I think I don't have anything else to say, and, yeah, hope you guys, hopefully I answer your questions. Hopefully you don't feel confused anymore about me. You feel like, what's going on? Because, I don't want, especially, people who really interacted with me last year, who I interacted with, I don't want to scare you away. And, please don't scare you away. Don't like, be like, whoa, hold on there. No, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not a weirdo. I'm just, I'm a girl. That's who I am. Okay, and, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And, also, if you want to watch another of my videos on my YouTube channel, you can check it out. This video I just made specifically for you guys, for SU, everybody in the SU area, and, I mean, not SU, but, everybody in SU, students, staff, anybody, and also, I'm sorry, I totally forgot, I'm sorry, it's a bit late, but, well, I'm more sorry, but, anyways, you guys, I really hope you guys do me that favor to start calling me Kaley, and, start calling me Kaley from me, to a girl, or she, or her, but not he, or him, anymore, I'm not going to lose anyone, and, yeah, just have a great day, great night, great week, great semester. I probably don't make another video specifically for you guys. But I hope you guys, you guys are cool with this. You guys seem to be cool with it. Thanks for watching, and stay cool, stay awesome, stay beautiful, be yourself. Don't let anybody tell you who you should be. Follow your dreams. Well, there's something they say. Yeah, follow your dreams. That's pretty much what everybody knows. So, anyways, bye.